Hi, this is Tim Cushell with the Evolve Academy, and I'm here with Vincent Ayala from Barco. And today we're going to cover another 7.1 feature, which is multi-operator. Now, I know this is a feature that a lot of people have been waiting for since who knows when. But
It's quite a while.
The scenario here is you have a single E2 and you have multiple operators who are going to be controlling it. So maybe you have the grand session in two ballrooms, air wall comes down between, and now you have two sessions separate. And you have the same E2. Now you're dividing among operators, right?
Yeah.
That's a scenario that this would be applying to.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Vince, and go ahead and explain to us how to set this up.
It's actually really simple. And we kind of alluded to it earlier in the preview video that we did, the 7.1 preview video. So we'll simply go to the multi-operator tab, this new multi-operator tab, and here we have the ability to
Set up all these operators.
Set up all these operators, right? We have 3 operators, not including the super operator, so a total of 4 if you really want to be technical with it. We can assign a super operator password. Little secret, the default password is password. Ooh.
Like my luggage.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we can enable or disable an operator, right? Simply by enabling it or disabling the operator. We can change the name of the op. Change the name of the ops. So let's just use 2 operators.
Okay.
So we'll disable the 3rd operator. And we can assign the preset range. Let's say maybe 1 through 50 for this operator. On the 2nd operator, we'll do 51 through 100. And then we can assign the destinations that we want that operator to work, right, or to operate. So let's say operator number 1, they'll do the LED wall and
maybe the DSMs.
Yeah, let's do the DSMs.
And then this operator might be on an EC30, and that's our camera switcher guy.
Yeah, so we'll do the camera switcher. Yeah, so we'll just that person will be
and records.
Yeah, why not, right?
There you go.
So we'll do that.
Sense.
Okay. So once those are set up, it's as simple as connecting to the box, which then you'll be greeted with a prompt, which user are you? So we'll hit the switch operator. This is the actual operator login. We'll go to normal operator. You'll notice that the operators do not have passwords. Only the super operator has a password. So we'll say operator number 1, and we'll hit OK. So now remember, operator number 1 has the LED wall, DSM1, DSM2. If we go back to the detail view, as operator number 1, look what's missing. All of the configuration parameters.
Can't change the system.
Can't change the system because it's an operator level, right? So if we go into programming, here we have our programming tab, and you'll notice that our other destinations, the ones that the other
operator has no control over.
Yep, that the other operator has, are grayed out. They're disabled because they have no control over it. They can drag in all of their inputs just the same. Right? They can make their changes, they can do everything that they can do. They can make user keys, they can make presets.
So if they save from preview right now, what happens?
Save from preview, pops up as preset number 1. That's not really anything new because this is operator number 1. Their range was 1 to 50.
Right, so I guess another way to look at this is if I were to go to operator number 2,
yeah,
and if I were to create a preset there.
We're going to switch the operator real quick. Operator 2. Right, you'll
and
notice.
Same thing if we go to the programming tab.
Yep. So everything's missing here. Yep. We got the programming tab. Everything
so again,
else.
No presets. We didn't see the preset was just created.
Right.
But if you hit save from preview, what happens now?
Well, let's just give it some love here, right?
Yeah.
All right. Throw one in there. Yeah. Throw one in there. Throw a second one in there. Hit save from preview. You'll notice it pops up as preset
51.
Right. Because its range is 51 through 100.
Right. So this operator number 2 can work with 51 through 100. He can overwrite. He can delete. He can whatever he wants to do with these presets, but he's limited to that range of presets.
Yes.
Okay.
And you got to remember, a lot of people say like, oh, well, that might not be a lot of presets. That might not be a lot of presets, but they work in decimal fashion as well, so they go up to the 99th decimal. So you can actually get 100 presets per whole integer, right?
Right.
So yeah.
You do a 51.1, 51.01.
That's right.
Okay. So that's very cool. So the operators aren't stepping on each other's presets. and they're not controlling screens they're not supposed to be controlling.
Exactly.
So let's say you have two operators and they both hit all trans at the same time. What happens?
Well, they're technically only going to be able to transition what they have control over.
Okay.
First one to hit it takes theirs first. Second one to hit it takes theirs second.
We're talking about milliseconds here.
Yeah, and you might not even notice a difference. They might appear to actually transition really close to the same time.
Right. So in other words, you're not going to change screens that you aren't designated to control.
Correct.
Right. So it stays within your realm of control.
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and hit the all trans and see what happens here in this particular operation. So I shouldn't see any of these grayed out screens change.
You wouldn't,
Yeah,
because
that's
I
what
only
happens,
have. Yeah, you wouldn't, because I only have control of my screens.
All right. So everything else stayed the same.
Yep.
It wasn't affected.
Correct.
Great. Now, I know that you have obviously the same resources across both operators, so you can take inputs, you can take stills, you share those resources. What about queue list? If you have a queue list for your particular setup, are queues universal? Or
Yeah,
are they,
queues are actually global.
they're global, okay.
So you could potentially fire a queue from operator to operator that could affect other destinations. Yeah.
So talking about global resources, user keys are another global resource that you can share between the two operators. Can different operators have different sets of user keys?
No, they're global.
They're global,
Yeah,
so they share the user key set.
That's affirmative, yeah.
Okay.
So just like you see your presets here, they're not necessarily shared, but they're in the same list. You're going to see the same thing in user keys. You're going to see one big master list, and everybody can access any one of those.
Okay. Good to know. Very powerful feature. I think it's going to be something that a lot of people have been looking forward to, and it's going to make the system more flexible, especially when you're figuring out how much gear you need for these events, where you have the air walls coming in, or
Yeah, for
multiple
sure.
breakout rooms. I think that's a great feature. I hope that you all enjoy it. I'm Tim Cashel with the Evolve Academy. It's Vincent Isle with Barco. Thanks for watching.